A son leaves his mother behind. A husband faces organ failure in silence. And two women, Christine and Maddie, make impossible choices in the name of love. But the real heartbreak, neither of them saw it coming. One walks away from the only home he's ever known. The other keeps a life or death secret from her entire family. And by the time the truth is revealed, it might be too late. Two confessions. One family. A 2025 sister-wives twist that fans never expected.
Open marriages, open relationships.
Stay with us, because the next hour will change how you see the Browns forever. Part 1. For over a decade, Sister Wives has documented the triumphs and tragedies of the Brown family. But among the children, Christine's only son, Paedon, stood out. Tall, boisterous, loyal, and often lost in the shuffle. Christine always tried to be the nurturing mom, but behind closed doors, Paedon's experience wasn't always picture perfect. He often clashed with Robin, questioned Cody's fairness, and found himself torn between love and loyalty. And while Christine left Cody in 2021, gaining applause for her strength, Paedon quietly struggled with the aftershocks. But what really triggered his emotional breakdown years later? That's where the story gets complicated. In a newly released clip, Paedon, now 27, confesses he's leaving Arizona, his home, his memories, and his mother behind, but not for a job, not for love, for Janelle? She's always been like a second mom, and I don't know. I just need to be closer to someone who gets me. Christine. I thought I was doing my best, but maybe I wasn't enough for him. And with that quiet confession, a storm of questions flooded the fandom. Was Christine really the supermom we thought she was? Or had years of emotional labor finally caught up to her? Coming up, the hidden reason behind Paedon's painful choice, and the family member who encouraged it. Janelle and Paedon's bond grew quietly over the years. Shared values, quiet strength, and a mutual feeling of being outsiders in the Cody-Robin era drew them together. Janelle is the only adult who treated Paedon with real respect. Christine was too caught up in escaping Cody. But when Paedon publicly said he felt like Christine was a crappy mom, fans were divided. Was this emotional honesty or deeply misplaced blame? She had so much on her plate, but I still needed more. Christine. I didn't know he felt this way. He never told me. Don't go anywhere, because what Christine says next left even her biggest fans speechless. But then, the twist. A family source close to the production confirmed Paedon's move wasn't spontaneous. Janelle had quietly invited Paedon to come live near her weeks before the announcement. A mother-son reunion, or a quiet rejection of Christine's world. How dare Janelle undermine Christine like that? She's hurting and now she loses her son too? Honestly, Christine wasn't always present. Paedon deserves someone who sees him. The backlash was instant. Fans took sides, and once again, the cracks in the Sister Wives Foundation were exposed. As of fall 2025, Paedon has officially settled in a small town near Janelle's new home. They're often seen hiking, shopping, and filming TikToks together. Christine, meanwhile, has taken a step back from public updates, focusing on her other children, and reportedly declining to comment further on Paedon's move. I still love my mom, but sometimes love needs distance to grow again. Will they ever heal? Or is this just the beginning of a bigger family fracture? In the end, this isn't just a story about Christine or Janelle. It's about what happens when generational pain goes unspoken, and sons become the echoes of their mother's heartbreak. Because sometimes, the hardest goodbye isn't to your partner, it's to the child who chooses to walk away. What do you think? Did Paedon betray Christine? Or was this the only way to find peace? Comment below. Part 2. Maddie Brush, the eldest daughter of Cody and Janelle, left the sister-wife spotlight years ago to build her own life. Far from the cameras, she married Caleb Brush, a quiet, hard-working man from North Carolina. Together, they created what fans saw as the most normal love story in the Brown family. While the rest of the family crumbled on screen, Maddie and Caleb stood firm until now. Because what fans didn't see was the silent battle Caleb was fighting behind the smiles. In early 2025, viewers noticed subtle signs. Caleb looked tired, thinner. Maddie seemed distant during her rare social media updates. But it wasn't until a routine checkup turned into an emergency referral that their world shattered. "Doctor, his kidneys are failing. You need to prepare for dialysis and possibly a transplant." "Maddie, I was holding it together until I heard the word transplant. Then I lost it." Chronic kidney disease, CKD, was the diagnosis. A slow, cruel illness, and for Caleb, it had progressed further than anyone imagined. 1 in 7 adults in the U.S. have CKD, but few talk about it until it's too late. And what Maddie did next would divide the entire Brown family. "Maddie, I didn't tell anyone this, not even Mom, but I offered to be tested as a donor." In a private, off-camera moment, Maddie made a decision that would change everything. Without telling her family, or even Caleb at first, she began the process to become a living kidney donor. Why the secrecy? Maddie later confessed it was fear of judgment, fear of rejection, and most of all, fear that she'd lose him before she had the chance. "I didn't want to tell my parents until I knew it was real. I couldn't handle the disappointment. But once Christine found out, everything exploded. When word got out that Maddie had quietly begun the donor process, without telling anyone, Christine reportedly broke down in tears. Christine, she should have told us. We're her family. We would have supported her. Maddie is brave. She didn't owe anyone an explanation. But hiding this from Janelle and Caleb? That's not okay. The fan base fractured. Was Maddie a hero, or did her silence come at too high a cost? Comment below. Would you have done the same in her shoes? Weeks later, Maddie received the results. A partial match. Enough to move forward, but not without risks. Just as they prepared for the next step, the process was paused. A viral infection in Caleb's bloodstream halted all transplant procedures. Doctors feared the radiation could become fatal if performed too soon. Maddie's selfless act, frozen in limbo. It felt like we got punched twice. First with the diagnosis, then with the delay. And once again, the family is left waiting, hoping, praying. Through it all, Maddie has chosen to speak out, not just for Caleb, but for all families navigating chronic illness in silence. Maddie, I want other women, other moms, to know that it's okay to be scared, but don't wait to talk about it. Don't wait to love someone harder. As of fall 2025, Caleb is stable. The transplant is still on hold, but hope, like love, is alive. Comment below. Send your prayers and stories for Caleb Maddie. Let's deep dive in full details. Part 3. For years, Christine was seen as the emotional pillar of the Brown family, the first to walk away from Cody, the mother who reclaimed her voice. And Maddie, Janelle's daughter, was the quiet strength behind a peaceful life with Caleb, far from the cameras, far from the chaos. Christine and Maddie were the only ones who ever seemed grounded. Now this? I'm heartbroken. But behind the peace, something was breaking. And when the doors finally opened, the pain poured out. Paedon, Christine's only son, made the shocking announcement in early 2025. He was leaving Arizona, moving cross-country to be near Janelle. Paedon, I need space. I love Mom, but sometimes love isn't enough. Christine, he didn't tell me until the last second. I just stood there, numb. And miles away, Maddie faced her own storm. Caleb had collapsed. His kidneys were shutting down. And without a transplant, the outcome was grim. Maddie, I didn't want to scare anyone, but Caleb was fading, fast. Coming up, Maddie's shocking donor confession, and why Christine was the last to know. In a deeply personal recording, Maddie revealed she began the process to become a kidney donor without telling her mom, or even Caleb. Maddie, I was scared he'd say no, or worse, feel guilty, so I just started testing. Meanwhile, Christine, still reeling from Paedon's departure, was about to learn the truth, in the worst possible way. Christine, I found out through a family friend, not from Maddie, not from Janelle. That hurt. Christine lost her son and was blindsided by Maddie's donor news? This is brutal. Hit like if you think Christine deserved more honesty, and comment if you would have done what Maddie did. Janelle clearly replaced Christine with Maddie and Paedon. That's betrayal. Caleb's health is serious, but Maddie should have told someone. Her secrecy broke the trust. The Sister Wives fandom, already divided, imploded. Sides were taken, lines drawn, and in the eye of the storm, Christine, once again left out. But just when things couldn't get more fractured, the transplant was called off. A viral infection stopped everything. Caleb's body was too fragile. And Maddie, days away from surgery, was told to wait. Dr. L. If we move forward now, we could lose him. Maddie, I had the bag packed, the goodbye letter written, and then it was gone. Christine, I wanted to call her, to say I love you, but silence between us felt louder than ever. And then Paedon posted something no one expected. Janelle always had my back. Some people never did. Christine lost her son's presence. Maddie nearly gave up her body. And yet, neither woman asked for sympathy. They carried their pain, and protected their family in their own ways. Christine, he's still my baby, even if he's far away. Maddie, maybe we don't get happy endings. Maybe we just keep loving through the hard parts. Chronic kidney disease, often silent until the final stage. In the U.S., 1 in 7 adults lives with some form of CKD, but few ever know it until dialysis or transplant becomes the only choice. For Caleb, years of unmanaged hypertension and stress quietly wore down his kidneys. By the time doctors caught it, his filtration rate had fallen below 15%. Stage 5. Doctor, without a donor, survival drops dramatically. Every week counts. The donor journey Maddie began was grueling. Genetic testing, cross-matching, psychological screening, months of waiting. Each phone call could mean life, or another delay. Maddie, every email from the transplant center felt like a lottery ticket. Years before the heartbreak, there was laughter. Christine, radiant in her kitchen, her children swirling around her. Maddie, the teenager who promised she'd do marriage her own way. Young Christine, all I want is my kids to feel safe and loved. Young Maddie, I just want normal. But normal inside the Brown household was always complicated. Every smile hid exhaustion. Every family dinner masked tension. Those moments echo louder now that peace feels so far away. As the news broke, the Sister Wives community ignited. Hashtags flooded social media. #Team Christine, #Team Janelle, #Pray for Caleb. Reddit user at Brown Watcher. Christine gave everything. Now she's left with silence. Facebook. Comment. Maddie's bravery gives hope to every caregiver out there. In digital town squares across America, strangers debated motherhood, marriage, and faith. What began as reality TV had become a mirror of real lives. Each comment another heartbeat in the fandom. Maddie, it's 2 a.m. The machines beep, and I can hear Caleb breathing. I told the nurse I'm fine, but I'm not. I'm terrified. Christine, he used to call me every Sunday. Today, nothing. I keep checking my phone like an addict. The private confessions never meant for TV, but they reveal the cost of silence, the emotional weight women carry when no one's watching. Even the quiet members of the Brown family felt the tremors. Janelle's pride clashed with guilt. Mary, often distant, posted a cryptic quote, "Sometimes silence is the loudest support." Gabriel, we're all just trying to heal differently. For once, the children of Sister Wives weren't divided by marriage lines. They were united by worry. In the end, faith stitched together what fear had torn apart. Christine turned to prayer groups in Salt Lake City. Maddie started journaling gratitude lists every morning. Christine, I realized letting go doesn't mean I stop loving. Maddie, every breath Caleb takes now feels like borrowed grace. Hope became their common language, and somewhere between Utah's red rocks and North Carolina's pine trees, two mothers kept believing that love can still heal what distance and illness tried to break. Comment below. Should Christine and Maddie reconnect? Like to support all families facing hidden battles. Subscribe for the next twist in the Brown family saga. Coming next, Robin's isolation, new divide in Sister Wives, 2025 update. Sister Wives, Love, Loyalty, The Cost of Silence. A deep dive emotional documentary. Only on this channel.